Did I pre-order one? I did not. Do you know why? Because I forgot. I'm regretting it so badly right now. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven from EXkurogane Studio. Happy New Year to all of you. Akemashita omedetou. Okay, to kick off year 2025, the first video has to be, obviously, my 2025 anime figure pre-orders and also wishlist of the year. There are exactly 9 scale figures over here, which I'm quite surprised because I thought I pre-ordered less, but it seems like I have been quite trigger happy with hitting the pre-order button. Yeah. Okay, 9 figures is a lot by my standards, by the way, because I tend to wait until after release, wait a couple of months or more, and then buy the figures on a bargain bin sale. Anyways, these are the characters where I fear would sell out very quickly, either that and the value going up, or I just wanted to review the figure as early as possible because they are fairly popular characters that I myself also like, right? That is very important. If I pre-order something that I don't like, there's no point. So here we go. The first one over here, we have Blue Archive, right? Yeah, Asuma Toki. This is by, is it Good Small or Max Factory? Damn, can't remember. Either one. I think this is by Max Factory, and this was really cheap, 18,000 yen. And the reason why I pre-ordered this was very simple to say. Every single Asuma Toki third-party resin figure that has been released to date, they sold out very quickly and their value just went skyrocket to the moon or something like that. Her value goes up very quickly. And for that reason, I just did not want to think twice when I saw this figure go and pre-order. I pre-ordered it on day 1. Yeah, 18,000 yen only, why not, right? This is coming out in around April or May, I think. My April to May period is quite heavy in terms of pre-order as well as other figures that I plan to buy. Moving up next, this would be my first time pre-ordering a low-budget figure. I tend to wait until after release because why not, right? There are an abundance of the stocks in China. But this pair feels really special. I mean, Lulumo and Kuromo by Bear Panda and 1/6 scale, and they were so cheap that I don't even remember the price. Like, I just hit the pre-order button. Yeah. And I think this is also my first figure purchase or pre-order that comes in the pair, exactly one set. So I am really looking forward to this one. And that also explains why I'm not really planning to get the Bear Panda Lulumo figure that came out last year, right? The one I nominated as being one of the best budget figures of the year a few days ago. It is because I'm waiting for this one, and I don't see myself buying multiple figures of the same character too frequently. I don't want the same saber face thing to happen. Like, I bought too many saber figures. The next one over here, this one was supposed to come out in December but was delayed to January, so she is now in my year 2025 pre-orders. We have Fischl, I don't know how to pronounce her name, from Genshin Impact. Yeah, Genshin is as dead as ever. I don't see any new figures coming out, and I don't think there will be more of them in year 2025, unfortunately. At most, you'll see 1 or 2 at most. Yeah. This is made by Alter. It is going to be good stuff. And yeah, I don't know if this is coming out in early January or late January. If it is the latter, then you can expect her to fall into my February loots video. Otherwise, she might make it into my January loots video, so I'm not sure yet at the moment. Anyways, yes, I will be reviewing this figure, and I have already paid the full amount for this one. You know, it was quite annoying. Like, the Genshin store told me that the figure is coming out, so I paid the full amount, and then suddenly she got delayed just days later. But anyways, I know I'm going to get the figure, so that is fine. Moving on to the next one, Fu Xuan from Honkai Star Rail by Apex Toys. I have pre-ordered this one. This is scheduled for February release. Assuming there are no delays, yes. I'm a little bit excited for this one because, you know, before Apex Toys even announced this figure, there are like a few dozen of a third-party resin figures out there where I did nearly buy 1 or 2 of them, but in the end, I backed off. Especially after seeing Apex Toys announcing this one. Yeah. Coming out soon, I'm excited for her as well. Moving on to the next pre-order. This is coming out around April or May, I think, by Max Factory. We have Volume from Goddess of Victory Nikke. I heard that some people don't like this character. I mean, if you play the game, then you know the reason why you don't like her. For me, a lot of the figures I'm buying or pre-ordering, I don't even play the game. I buy the figure simply because I like the character design. That is my style of collecting figures. And this one tickles my fancy. Like, I'm a detail kind of guy. I love intricate amount of details on figures, and it is easy to see why I like this figure so much, right? This is pretty pricey, about 30,000 yen, coming out in April to May. But yeah, I'm predicting this one might get a month or two of delay. This is... Oh. Yeah. Moving on to the next one, we have Apex Toys again. Yeah, Hu Tao. This is coming out in around August or September. Quite late. September, I think. Apex Toys Hu Tao. Around 23,000 yen. That's the Japanese price, by the way. The Chinese price is way cheaper. My honest opinion on this, I will say it up front. I pre-ordered her simply because this is a Genshin figure, right? And given how popular Genshin Impact is, I admit that I want to review the figure as early as possible, and after I'm done, I might sell her. Just like I've done with every other Genshin figure I purchased. The only one that I might skip is the Outer Official. Yeah, because that is a beautiful figure for some reason. Like, that thing is so outstanding and detailed. This Hu Tao figure, it feels a little bit underwhelming. Maybe because I've seen so many third parties of her that did a far better job in detail level and the base and everything. This one feels a little bit underwhelming. I pre-ordered it simply because it is a Genshin figure. Anyways, I'm starting to shift my attention elsewhere. Like, I really like the Nikke stuff a lot more than Genshin stuff nowadays. Okay, moving on to the next one. Oh, this is actually also one of my favorite pre-orders of year 2025, together with that Max Factory volume earlier. Top 3, my favorite. March 7th. This is also by Apex Toys. You see, I'm pre-ordering so many Apex figures. For me, if you know me as a content creator, as a YouTuber, and as a photographer, you know that I love anime girls with weapons, right? Be it a sword, a gun, a cannon, doesn't matter what it is. And this figure over here, like, she ticks every box. Right? And not to mention, figures with a crossbow, they are not common. Combined with a character from Honkai series, hell yeah. This was an easy decision to pre-order, right? I believe this is coming out in March, right? I mean, her name is March 7th. She better release on March the 7th. Moving on to the next one. Good Smiles Companies. Shush. I should have renamed the image file. What's her name again? Anyways, Neon Max released a scale figure of her, and it was so popular that the value is quite high right now, like over 30,000 yen. Even in China, you couldn't get away. You look at Taobao, she is going for 1,800 Chinese yuan. Yeah, a brand new one. But I'm okay with skipping the Neon Max one simply because I like this one a little bit more. It is uncommon for me to prefer a swimsuit figure over a default game outfit figure, but this is one of those rare exceptions because I found her swimsuit design to be very detailed and very attractive. And yeah, I am going to display her with that mask on. This one isn't too expensive either, 22,000 yen or so why not? I pre-ordered it. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is actually year 2026, isn't it? Shouldn't be part of today's video, but just to let you guys know, I decided to pre-order Mordonia by Good Smile, 24,000 yen plus, and this is coming out in March 2026, so I guess I can forget about her for now. Yeah, I just couldn't overlook the amount of details on her mecha outfit. This is my kind of thing. So as you can see, I pre-ordered quite a considerable amount of Nikke figures. And that is all for my pre-orders for year 2025. Actually, 8 figures, not 9. The last one, Mordonia, is for year 26. Now, moving on to my wish list for year 2025, I need to mention something very important, and that is Fate Grand Order, which obviously I am way behind because there are way too many figures from FGO, and it is not like I'm going to buy everything, but I'm going to lay out everything over here and show you guys what I will get, what I will avoid. So if we take a look at the FGO figures that were released in year 24, which I might buy in year 25, this Custer's Carhack over here by Good Smile, this is a must-have to me. I'm just waiting for the price to become a little bit more reasonable. I just want to look for a deal, then I will pick one up. This is a must-have. The next one here, this Benny Enma by Amakuni. I'm a little bit uncertain, like I would prefer to wait 1 year. I would prefer to wait until even late 25 or early 26 after the value has been before I buy one for 15,000 yen. I know I'm a cheapskate, but the reason why I say she will be under 20,000 yen is because of what happened to literally every other FGO characters that were too niche or not very popular. Be it Marsh Kirilight or Thanos version by Q-Skill, or even a few of the Aniplex FGO figures as well. The three Valkyrie sisters, right? They were not very popular, so the value beans as well. Amakunis, Helena Blavatsky. That was an incredible figure, one of my favorites in my collection. Bargain beans anyway because she wasn't that popular. And I'm betting the same thing to happen to Benny and Ma. So this is low on my priority list. I wait for her to bin as low as possible before I get it. Moving on to the next one. This one came out in the year 2023 and I still haven't purchased one today because I'm poor, you know. Between this one and the newer one that is coming out in year 2025, the one by Medicos, I still prefer this one a little bit more because this is a more detailed figure by Kadokawa. And her price has been very stubborn, not dropping, still maintaining the release price, so we will see. Yeah. Okay, priority is not very high at the moment, but I want it because I'm a big detail lover. Moving on to the next one, yeah, this one I mentioned it in my video or on best figures of the year a few days ago. This is on my watch list. If she falls to 27,000 yen, ideally 25,000 yen, I would buy it. Otherwise, this one, the priority is not that high because I already have the caster version, which I absolutely love. Next one here, this is also from year 2024. This is by Clanel, right? I think this is by Clanel. Okay, so this one, the priority is a little bit low because niche character, right? Niche character, which means the probability of the price binning is higher. I would like to wait for a discount. The next one here, this Ultra Pendragon Outer Lancer version. Her price is pretty low now, 43,000 yen in Ami sale section. The only reason why I don't have one yet is because I am poor, obviously. I'm hoping to get her sometime in year 2025 if possible. Yeah, though I'm being very careful with my space management over here. Just because I have a big studio does not mean that I have an infinite amount of space, right? So we will see. And also regarding this Sakura, right, by Outer. Yes, this is better than the Aniplex one, no question. And I already have the Aniplex one, which is why I'm taking my own sweet time on purchasing this one. And her value is also stubbornly not dropping. Yeah, the value is holding steady, 25, 27k or so. Priority at the moment is like mid to low, not very high in priority. We will see because, you know, all of the new Nikke figures that I just want it so badly. Yeah. And also, yes, this Shuten Doji, I'm a big fan of Shuten Doji. Eventually, I will get one, but as you can see, every single figure over here is 25 to 40,000 yen. No, 25 to 35. Yeah, Ultra was 40,000 yen. So all of these FGO stuff are very expensive. That's the problem. And I have to be very selective. And I am going to go for my favorite characters first. So Shuten Doji over here will rank a little bit higher than the likes of this Sakura Mato, for example. And then this Utsumi Aries, right? Utsumi Aries by Fat Company just came out in December. This one, by priority, is quite low. For the same reason as Benny and Ma, niche character, waiting for the price to bin, hopefully before I get it. Not going to pay Ami exclusive price for her. Yeah. But I'm all about increasing the variety of the characters in my FGO collection. And this is the only Utsumi Aries figure available out there. I'm hoping that the price does not go up instead of falling, you know? Okay, moving on to the next one, damn. So this is like top 3 my most wanted FGO figure in year 25, even though she came out in year 24. This Alter Ego Lambda over here, I like that penguin raincoat so much. In fact, the first FGO figure that I will buy in year 25 might be this character right here. Yeah. So there's something so attractive about this character that I just couldn't describe in words. Okay, and the last one would be this Sei Shonagan figure by Fats Company, just came out in late December as well. I mean exclusive, which is why I was unwilling to pay the early price. We will see what the pricing is like. In case my prediction is wrong and the value skyrockets instead, I'm happy with skipping her, right? because there are many other better figures to buy in year 2025, unfortunately. And I want more variety in my figure collection. I don't want to keep buying FGO only every month, which is why you saw a big shift in the figures I bought back in year 2024. Like, I was starting to slowly move away from FGO and buying more different variety of figures. It is for this reason. Okay, now we look at FGO figures releasing in year 2025. Okay, this one was supposed to be made by Aquamarine, but Aquamarine went bankrupt. They shut down, so Good Smile took over. And this figure, yes, she is high on my want list. And do you know how many years I've waited for this figure? Since Aquamarine announced it, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago, right? Finally, she's coming out, I think around May, right? May or June 2025. Okay, moving on to the next one. This figure of Proto Merlin by Alta, 30,000 yen. Okay, regardless of how popular she is, I don't think I'll buy her early. I'm going to watch and see what the price will be like. 30,000 yen is a lot for this thing, but you know, tough decision to make for sure. Yes, this is also near the top of my wants list for year 25 releases. Top 3 perhaps. Okay, moving on to the next one. Yes. Melusine. This is by Q-Skill, right? Q-Skill or Amakuni, I can't remember. Either one. Q-Skill, I think. Okay, this one is coming out in March. And she isn't too expensive. This is one of those few characters that I might not wait until after bargain bin prices to buy because I like Melusine so much. Around 24,000 yen, I think. But we do have 2 Melusine figures in year 25, I think. Yeah, one more by Good Smile later. Yeah, this one right here. Did I pre-order one? I did not. The reason why? I forgot. Such a big mistake. I'm regretting it a bit right now. I know that I normally wait until bargain bins, but I'm willing to skip that rule for Melusine. But when I check her back in HLJ, pre-order has closed. Man, big mistake. And I refuse to get her anywhere else unless they are significantly cheaper than HLJ, simply because HLJ does not charge the 10% Japanese tax. And secondly, because I am affiliate partners with HLJ, I can use my own link onto my own account and I get a small cashback in a way, you know? Yeah. So we will see. Hopefully, I don't regret this mistake. Okay, next one here. Another saber face that I really want, simply because it is a saber face. Top 5 most wanted. Not top 3, top 5. We'll see. This is by Aniplex. I think this is coming out around August, so I have time to plan my budget. And then, yeah, this one is also coming out mid-year, I think. Mid-year by Good Smile. And this isn't something that I will get very early as well. Because a lot of Good Smile scale figures, right, the Fate scale figures, they tend to get very heavily discounted 3 months after release. So that is a perfectly valid reason not to pre-order this one. And I prefer this one over the Aniplex version, which I haven't purchased yet. Maybe I won't. I prefer this one simply because of the action pose. Yeah, a better pose. And that is all for the FGO section. A lot of figures. I'm so behind. Okay, next one, let's take a look at Goddess of Victory Nikke. There are 6 figures over here in my wish list, but it does not necessarily mean I will buy every single one of them. The first one will be Amakuni's, Alice Nikke. I already have the flare one, so this one can take a back seat for the time being. And then this Rapi over here by Good Smile, I did not pre-order. I'm not sure if I will regret this decision, but this is a plain swimsuit figure, which is why I did not feel the need to pre-order too early, but I still might buy one after release if the price is acceptable. Next one here, yeah. This figure of Anis by Good Smile, like 18,000 yen. This is also one of those few figures that I'm feeling a little bit of regret not pre-ordering it early, and I hope that the value does not go up after release. Praying hard for it. Yes, Freeing has a 1x4 scale of her. I don't think I'll pay for over 40,000 yen for that. Yeah, so I'm good with 1x7 scale. Moving on to the next one, Scarlet from Good Smile as well. I think this is Good Smile Arts Shanghai. I did not pre-order it because you know why? This one is also coming out around April to May period. And I have quite a few pre-orders within that period. So I couldn't pre-order it, not because I did not want to, but I couldn't because I did not want to take the risk of pre-ordering too many figures within the same month. That would be rough when all of them do come out within the same month. instead of delaying. Yeah, so that is the only reason. I hope that that won't be a big life mistake and her value would go up after release. I'm hoping that does not happen. But this one is high on my want list for a very obvious reason. Very detailed figure. Moving on to the next one. This one is coming out in January actually. And this is made by Hobby Sakura. We have Rupee over here. With Chinese brand figures, once again, I'll wait for Chinese sites like Taobao. We will see. And I have quite a lot of figures coming in January. I think like 4 scale figures. Yeah. So I'm a little bit unwilling to get this in January. We'll see if I can get my hands on her in February if my budget allows. And then this one is also coming out in around January or February. That's bad news, right? Hobby Sakura's Sakura from Goddess of Victory Nikke. This is also among my favorites in the Nikke section over here, simply because I'm a big fan of tight bodysuits that are very detailed. You guys are free to make a meme of EXkurogane getting anti-art by Goddess of Victory Nikke, and he is dropping FGO for all these Nikke figures and all. Yeah, feel free to make that meme for me. And that is all for the Nikke section. Moving on to the Azur Lane section, there are not many actually. Okay, the first one here. See, every Azur Lane figure over here I did not pre-order because to me the priority is quite low. But yeah, if my budget allows for it, I will buy because I am a big fan of Owari's character design. So we have this one by Good Smile Company, quite cheap. I always go for the deluxe version, 21,000 yen or so. Yeah, this is in my wish list. Followed by the very same character Owari by Apex Toys. Tough choice, isn't it? Both are so good that I just couldn't decide which one to get. Once again, if my budget allows it, I'll buy both. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, for St. Louis, there are also 2 very good figures of her, and I am actually favoring this version by Elegant. Elegant, is it a Chinese or Japanese brand? I'm not too sure. Japanese brand, I think. Japanese brand, but their prices are very reasonable. This is quite cheap, I think. 20,000 yen or less than that, if I remember correctly. Did not pre-order, will wait until after release. And there is also the outer version over here. So the outer version, my problem with it is that it is a little bit too simple. Great for photographers like me. I can do a diorama very easily with this one, but the same can be said for this version. But because I have bought so many outer figures in the past, I know what the figures are like. I would like to try out a new brand that I've never purchased before, which is why the Elegant version over here is getting a little bit of extra preference coming from me. Yeah. And the last one over here is A-Gear by Any Game. Yeah, this is only 24,000 yen, and given what you're getting everything over here at 1/6 scale, this feels like a no-brainer, right? And the only reason why I did not pre-order it is, once again, Chinese brand figures are easy to find in Taobao, even more so for a brand like Any Game. I don't feel the urgency to get myself deeper into more depth. I have always liked A-Gear as a character in terms of the design. And then we had this how many 100,000 yen was that? Yeah, the one with that comes with a big giant scorpion by another Chinese company. Yeah, Toys. No, not I can't afford that. So I will happily settle for this one. But we will see. The priority on this is not too high. So as you can see, I'm looking out for only 3 characters from Azur Lane, which is A-Gear, St. Louis, and Owari. Moving on to the last section, which is everything else that is not FGO or Nikke or Azur Lane, right? I grouped them together. Firstly, releases from year 2023. We have this Black Rock Shooter figure, came out in December. Hopefully, I can afford it sometime in 2025. I really want one. And also, this figure of Shield from Tsukihime. This came out in around June 2025 by Good Smile. She is quite expensive now in Japan, so my only hope is to hunt one at normal prices in China's Taobao. Hopefully, hopefully I can find one at a decent price. But you know, Tsukihime has never been very high on my want list. Like many other game characters were the priority for me, which is why I haven't got one yet. So these are the only 2 from year 2023 in my wish list. Moving on to year 2025 releases. Okay, first one, I have received a few questions from you guys on whether I'll get this Marin Kitagawa by Alter. Well, they are indeed in my wish list, but I'm not sure if I will buy the figure too early. You see, back then, I said that Marin Kitagawa figures, if they do come out, the value might go up, which was what happened to Aniplex version, I mean. the first Marin Kitagawa figures to be released, right? The value went up slightly, but that was back then because there were no choices. By today, by year 2025, there are so many Marin Kitagawa figures that I don't think their values will go up anymore after release, which is why I think the wiser thing to do for my case, because my wish list has so many expensive figures, the wisest thing to do in my case is to wait until after release and see whether the prices drop a little bit, if that makes any sense. Yeah. So I would say that I want it, but my priorities are not very high for this one. Moving on to the next Marin Kitagawa figure, I like this one a lot more than the outer one, to be honest. This baby doll version of Marin Kitagawa by Aniplex. I think this is scheduled for around August. Did not pre-order it, but I'm not too worried. Yeah, Aniplex does have an official store even in China, in Taobao by the way, so I'm not too worried about the exclusivity status of this figure. Moving on to the next one, okay, I haven't bought a single Nier Automata figure, but if there is one that I really like, that would be the Max Factory version. This is in first place, and in a close second place would be the Aniplex one, which there are other YouTubers who reviewed her. I want it, but I'm not sure if I should include that one in my wish list. I'm not sure. Yeah. So we will see. This one is not cheap. This is 27,000 yen, but I trust Max Factory. And then, Punishing Grey Raven, we have this figure of Lucia. Because she looks like a combination of FGO and Blackrock Shooter. Yeah, I kind of want it, but I'm not getting it early, right? Which is why I did not pre-order it. Moving on to the next one, we have a low-budget scale figure by Bear Panda. This is a Bia art. Yeah, a Bia artwork. And this is a 1x4 scale at 12,000 yen, and you're getting this nice body stretch pose over here. Yeah, I'm very interested. This is a cheap bunny figure with a unique pose, just that I'm also curious on whether the figure will have stability issues, support issues, given that this is a heavy figure standing on a single leg. So I want to review this one very badly. And then the next one here, this is an Animaster Cyberpunk Lucy figure at 1x7 scale, around 7,000 yen, I think. Yeah, so far I haven't been interested in picking up any Cyberpunk figures, but this is so cheap, why not? So, did not pre-order it, I'll wait until after release. This is so cheap. And then, this is also a Animaster. Yeah, this is the Animaster original character figure. And this is so stunningly beautiful that I just couldn't say no. This is like 9,000 yen or 10,000 yen, I think. Yes, I'm waiting for after release as well before getting one. Like, this is a guaranteed purchase for me, even if I did not pre-order it early. Guaranteed purchase. And here we have Kafka by Mietos. This is a gift plus figure, low budget figure at 6,000 yen. Small figure. So I did not pre-order it. You know, if it was a 1x7, I would have pre-ordered it instantly. But she still made it into my wish list simply because it is Kafka. I do like her character design, and she has purple hair, by the way. Next one here. This is a wild card. Like, I have forgotten this figure existed. Right, I've forgotten. And then when I was browsing figures recently online, and then came across her again, yeah, I kind of want it because this is so cheap for 1x4 scale by Solar Rain, Magic Parade Bunny. So this one is going for 33,000 yen only for a 1x4 scale. That is not a bunny figure. I mean, think about it, right? Freeing bunny figure, simple, plain, and low in detail, 36,000 yen. This 1x4, quite detailed, 33,000 yen. So this one is very low in my priority. In fact, it is at the bottom. But if my budget allows, I will pick one up. Just that I cannot guarantee that I will get her on release day, which is sometime around in January or February, very soon. So yeah, unfortunately, my budget does not allow me to get this figure too early. But if I can afford to, I will get one 1x4 scale, which I don't collect very often. And that is all for my wish list for year 2025. I know, a lot of figures, way too many actually. And I'm certain that I won't be able to buy all of them, especially the FGO section. But my aim, my goal is to at least get 1/3 or even half of the figures I have listed out. That would be quite the significant achievement to me. Yeah. So hopefully this channel grows bigger, makes more money, and I can afford them. because I want to review them. It is not just for my own collection, you know. I want to review them. I'm quite passionate about reviewing these amazing figures. So we will see. And until then, what is your wish list for year 2025 and what have you pre-ordered? Please do share it with me down in the comments below. And until then, if you found this video entertaining or informative in any way, please give this video a like and subscribe to this channel for more content like this anime figure stuff every week. Until then, I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching and goodbye.